A woman woke up one morning, startled to find herself surrounded by seawater. As she climbed out of the cabin, she was shocked by the scene before her. Looking at the empty sea around her, she immediately pulled on the safety rope tied to her boyfriend, only to discover that the other end was empty. But she refused to give up hope. Crying, she picked up the binoculars and began scanning the surroundings. To her surprise, she spotted a figure in the distance. The woman wept with joy, finally seeing a glimmer of hope in her helpless situation. Her boyfriend was floating not far away in the sea. Without a moment's hesitation, the girl tied a rope around herself and battled against the huge waves to swim to her unconscious boyfriend. Using the strength of the rope, she pulled him and herself back to the boat. As she got on the boat, the girl discovered that her boyfriend was severely injured. They had to find a way to leave this vast ocean as soon as possible, or they would both die on this boat. Although her boyfriend was a sailor, he couldn't help the girl in this situation. The girl could only rely on the knowledge her boyfriend had taught her before to calculate how long it would take them to reach shore. According to their original plan, they should have been able to reach San Diego within 25 days. However, the storm had trapped them at sea, and now they were facing headwinds. It would likely take them several months to reach shore. The girl decided not to go to San Diego anymore. It was simply too far. Instead, she wanted to change course and head to Hawaii because the wind and water were in their favor, and the wind speed alone was enough to support their progress. The girl turned the boat 19 degrees to the left, pointing it in the direction of Hawaii. During this time, the girl and her boyfriend drank the fresh water stored on the boat and ate the canned food. However, these supplies were limited and could only support them for a month at most. If they couldn't reach Hawaii within a month, they would be in grave danger. In the first few days, the girl could still find joy amidst the hardship, watching the sunset with her boyfriend and talking about life and dreams. But gradually, the girl couldn't hold on anymore. After 5 days, the girl was haggard and worn out. The girl discovered that the boat had drifted 60 miles off course, and their latitude had deviated by 1 degree. They were still more than 1,800 miles away from Hawaii. The boat couldn't move forward, and they could only rely on the wind speed, drifting wherever the wind blew. It was no different from leaving their fate to chance. The girl became irritable. Her boyfriend was of no help, so she had to go into the sea herself to deal with the outrigger under the boat. The woman guessed that this thing was causing the resistance, so she desperately tore at it, trying to rip it off. Unfortunately, it was of no use. Several more days passed, and the boat still couldn't sail. The days of drifting at sea were agonizing. The girl's face was windburned, and the man's wounds became inflamed and swollen. There were no medicines on the boat, so the girl could only find some alcohol to disinfect her boyfriend's wounds. Their fresh water was running low, and the remaining canned food couldn't sustain them for much longer. The girl was a vegetarian and wouldn't eat the meat cans. She certainly wouldn't go fishing in the sea either. For her, the edible food could only sustain her for a week at most. Her boyfriend urged her to supplement some protein, telling the girl that he didn't want any creature to suffer. The boyfriend couldn't persuade her and could only tactfully tell the girl that he also needed nutrients. The boyfriend's ribs were broken and his legs were shattered. Without nutrients, he wouldn't be able to hold on until they reached shore. For her boyfriend to hang on, the girl had no choice but to go fishing in the sea. But the girl had never taken a life before. This path was destined to be incredibly difficult for her.